everyone, it's Rambling Hour with Lisa, Season 10, Episode 3. How is everyone? How has your week been? What are you up to? What is new? I thought I set the frame well, but it looks like I didn't. Now my head's cut off and this is cut off, and you'd think after 2 years I would like maybe get this right. Let me just push you back a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Give me a second. If I do this, I want to get the table in, but I don't want to cut my head off either. So is that, I thought if I brought you down more, then I could tilt you up and you would see me, but you'd still see the table. Let me try a little bit. Oh my gosh. I do try to get all this done before I start, and I don't know, like I said, you'd think after 2 years I would have got the dimensions done well. So we've got the table now, we don't have any, okay, you can see a rabbit on the ladder there. That's me putting the Easter decorations up already, the spring and Easter decorations. Okay. I'll just sit back on the couch and that might be better. So, how is everyone? How's your week been? What are you up to? I have a nice granny blanket on my legs to keep them warm because I'm an old lady. It actually has a paw print here. It's actually a dog blanket, but it's so soft. It's just a small one, but I didn't ever buy it for a dog. I bought it for me. So, so we'll go over some stuff that we went over last week. I have some things to show you, and we can do that. So I'll start with the new stuff first. That way it gives a chance for people who want to see from last week to catch up, to get on. My voice and my brain is not working today. Okay, so in my stack of books I have here, actually I want to show you this first. This is something that I bought for my worrywart, Erica, a few years ago. Well, quite a few years ago now, I guess. And we used to have it up in the entranceway, but then when we redid the entranceway, I took it down. But I want to put it back up because you would be surprised how many of us actually use this. It is, I know it's backwards to you, but it says, "A fairy's magic changes red to green. Gone are your worries, never to be seen." The worry plaque. So the Irish Fairy Door Company presents the word. So it hangs on the wall or wherever, and when you walk by it, you put your hand in, and it has you let all your worries go into this and give them to the fairies, and then it turns green, and that means that they have all your worries, so you can let them go. Erica tends to take on other people's stuff like an empath, so this was a good idea for her to get rid of her worries. But like I said, you'd be surprised how many of us in the house just, when we would walk by it, we remember to just let things go. So I have this out because I want to put it back up on the wall, but I thought I would show you guys. Melody says, "Love that." Yeah, it is really great. It's plastic, but it's, like I said, it's a really nice thing, just reminding you to let things go, and not that most things aren't that big of a deal. So in Canada and America, it is Black History Month, and I've been trying to share some posts with Black History Month, but also just, you know, it's important for us to educate ourselves and learn things that we didn't know. But also, as we know, I'm into spiritual stuff as well. So I ordered this book and I can't wait to read it. I'm still reading my other book, so when I finish that, I have this one here. It's Harriet Tubman. And what this is the spirit the spirit of Harriet Tubman, Awakening from the Underground. It's written by Spring Washam, and it's channeled from Harriet Tubman. Now, if you believe in all that woo-woo spiritual stuff, channeling means that when you're in contact with a spirit on the other side, someone who's passed away, lots of times when we get ideas in our head and we think they're really great ideas, and we think that they're our own, or when we write a poem or a song or a story or something, we just think, oh my gosh, that's so great. It could be that we're writing it. It could be that we're being channeled through somebody else on the other side who's inspiring us. So this book is written with the author, Spring Washam, in communication with Harriet Tubman, at her spirit. So again, it depends if you believe in all that stuff, but I think that I'm going to learn a lot from this book, from the interview I heard with Spring on a web, what do you call it, podcast that I was listening to. So I ordered this, it came today, and I'm looking forward to reading it when I'm done my other books. So let me just do and then, so again, Black History Month. In the UK, Black History Month is in October, but you don't need it to be Black History Month to learn your history. So, and in North America, even here, there is people of, dark skin. I don't know, like, I don't want to just say African, but, Jamaican, any, like, Black, they're all over the world, so there's history everywhere, and it's important to know all of our history. Indigenous history, and the Black history, especially in North America, where it is a sad and troubled history for both Indigenous and Black people, and even Chinese and other ones, just because of mostly, I would say, white people. That doesn't mean that if you're white, you have to apologize if it wasn't you, but I think we need to take a realistic look at the fact that it did happen. It's still happening, and are you part of the problem or part of the solution? If you tend to be ignorant and act like there isn't an issue there, then you are part of the problem. So educate yourself and, be an ally to end racism in any form, even if it's against your own nationality. So enough with that. So for Christmas, we got from our eldest daughter, Amy, and her husband, James. Whoa, 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 almost spilled my drink. One of the gifts we got from them is Fake Away by Chris Bavin. I am so excited to use this cookbook because one of my biggest pet peeves is, like, I hate when when I go to a restaurant, I don't want to order something that I can make at home. And I've also worked in a lot of restaurants, so I've learned recipes from where I've worked so that I'm able to make them at home. And that's what basically this is like making things from restaurants, but making them at home so you don't have to pay I couldn't stand it when someone I used to know, we would go out and they would order a quesadilla and they would pay $9 or whatever for something that I could make for $2 at home, and it tasted exactly the same. So it drives me nuts. So I love making restaurant style food. I'm good at it. And so this is an awesome gift, very thoughtful, and I'm really excited to do some of the recipes in here. So I'll let you know how that goes, or I might even do them on the Rambling Hour. But yeah, this is just another thing that has been sitting out because I want to use it. So I'm not putting it away. I'm making sure that I'm going to use this. Do this. So those are the books that are on my list right now. I'm almost done my other book that I'm reading, which is still the same one, which is The Opposite of Butterfly Hunting by Ivana Lynch. And it's a deep dive into living with anorexia. And I have learned so much from it. Things that I guess it's the same as if it was an addiction or those things. The problem isn't the anorexia, it's why are you doing that to your body? And in her case, and maybe other anorexic people's cases, it has to do with control, something they can control. And they even, it could be self-punishment. It's even to the point where they feel pride in being the best at something, even if it's not a healthy something. So, do your hip bones and shoulder bones stick out further than the next skinny person? And it's just but so what the treatment center that she went to when she was 12, they dealt with the fact that she was underweight, and they helped her get up to her target weight, but they didn't deal with the psychological stuff, the reason that she was suffering from anorexia even at such a young age. So it's been a really, really good book. I am on chapter 8 now, and there's 11 chapters, so I am almost finished. It's not that the book is hard to read or anything, it's just that I don't sit down to read as much as I did last year, or as much as I want to. I have so many books that I want to read, and I don't give myself enough time to do it. So the next thing on the Rambling Hour table is, don't tell Steve, this is a new fern for in the downstairs bathroom. I can't wait for the downstairs bathroom to be done so that my ferns and plants in that bathroom can get the humidity from the shower that the ones upstairs get. but I thought because it's cute and alive and new that I would use it for display today. So hello, Samantha. So oh, also yeah, so we're in contact with the tiler so that he can tile the downstairs bathroom, so that'll be happening sooner than later. As far as the greenhouse goes, on Tuesday, Steve emailed the installers to install the greenhouse. They haven't emailed them back yet, so we're just waiting for the installers to get back to him and give us a date when they'll be here. So I will do a countdown on the greenhouse installation. And somebody suggested doing like a ribbon cutting for my greenhouse, and I think that's a great idea, especially if it ends up that my life journey is going to take me somewhere with the gardening to something more professional or whatever. I have no idea what the universe has in store for me, but yeah, I thought a ribbon opening would be a really cute ceremony to do. So that is the gardening. Well, actually, while we're talking about the gardening stuff, and now that we're into the podcast a little bit more, I always say podcast, but this isn't the podcast. It's more, if anything, it's like a vlog or like a video cast. I don't know, what are they called? A vlog is a video log. So a blog is a binary log. Okay, so let's do the gardening stuff. So I wrote down, because most of the seedlings have not germinated yet, but that's not something to fret, because lots of seeds, I told you that as well, that on the packets they'll tell you how long it takes to germinate. If you don't know, or it doesn't say on the packet, or you have a packet that only says what the seeds are and doesn't give you that information, you can look it up online, which is what I did. So I can show you the herbs, whatever you want to call them. I can show you the herbs, but there's not much to see because none of them have sprouted yet. But I looked up all the dates, and I'll tell you what. Okay, so chives can take up to 3 weeks to germinate, and basil can take 7 to 10 days to germinate. So right now we're at 7 days. 8 days? Yeah, 8 days, because it was a week, or no, like 7 days, I guess, if you go by. Anyways, it was last Sunday that we planted the seeds. So any day now the basil could sprout. Parsley could take up to 6 weeks. Thyme up to 28 days, and rosemary 14 to 28 days. So we still have some weeks to go with looking at the other ones, but maybe next week we'll have some basil, maybe rosemary, maybe chives. We'll see. So I'll let you guys know in the next few weeks. I am keeping them spritzed, and you don't want them soggy. You don't want the seeds to rot, but I have them on the kitchen window ledge, and I remember to spritz them just to keep them damp. I also thought about covering them. I could cover them with even a plastic bowl, because they don't really need the light right now as much as, well, they might need light, but they don't need like direct sunlight or anything. So if I put like a clear bowl over them, something to keep the humidity in there, to keep them, you know, like a moist environment to help them germinate. I could also put heat from the bottom if I wanted to as well, like a mat or something that heats up to help them germinate. So, and that might speed up the germinating times. Or I might just leave them like this and see what happens. So I'll set that over there. I have been spritzing the mushrooms as well. Now, I've never grown mushrooms, so I don't know how well this is going to work, but I have been spritzing them. I've done the thing they said to keep them in a warm, dry place for 6 days, and dark place. So if you look, there's not much to see there. There was like the moldy kind of looking stuff, but because I've spritzed it now, you don't really see the white mold. I can add a picture of it after, but yeah, doesn't really smell. So we will see how the mushrooms go as well. But yes, there was a bit of white, you know, it's not mold, but you know, I guess it looks like mold, kind of like hairy stuff, right? Like so that's what they said would be in there after 6 days. So those are good. And then there is our sprouts. So these ones are, and you can see the humidity in there, these are sprouted, and this is our microgreens. So they have sprouted that much so far, but they aren't, like, you can see that they just have the little tiny tops. So they are not ready to, I wonder, they're not ready to harvest even one harvest yet. We don't want to eat them yet because we want them to have like little leaves on them and stuff too, like how you would buy greens in the shop if you were to eat mustards, greens and stuff. So I don't know if you can see very well, but they don't have the leaves yet. So a few more days and I might be able to harvest some of these to eat in a salad. Otherwise I will show you guys those again next week as well. And this is a heavy duty plastic bag, so really even if I have to change the growing medium, I can use this little sack again for growing. Hang on, I need to seal it again. It's being persnickety. Yeah, it's been sitting on top of the, well, like extractor fan, range hood, whatever you want to call it, above the cooker, above the oven stove. So that is the gardening stuff. Hi, Mom. Mom says hi, Lisa. So, okay. I told you guys last week about a book that I had. I called it my life book. This is my life book that I have had since. Well, I think I've only had it since the 90s or something. Well, that's a long time, even the 90s, when I started putting stuff in it. So I have like little cartoons and little sayings and stuff like that. And then I made little tabs with these hands and feet stickers. These might all be hands, but there was feet stickers. So little hands. So you put, if you have two stickers that are opposites, you can put one on that side and one on that side and it makes like a tab. So that's what I did. So the first section was all my wedding plans that I wanted since I was a kid, and foods, colors, and then I would save things. So pizza's my favorite food. So my dad saved this for me. He said that it should be my wedding cake because I love pizza so much. And on the bottom it says, with a typical wedding cake costing $300, Ed and Linda opted for the more economical wedding pizza. And then just the little drawings. I love blue roses, and this is stuff that when I was younger too, your tastes change and stuff, but the singer from Korn, he had a medieval wedding, and that is what I wanted when I was a kid. So this is I painted this because I had a dream that, like, about me standing in this place in a dream, and so I painted this in, I can't remember what year it said. I think it said 2002. Let me put on my spectacles. This is a print of it. So this is just a copy of it. This isn't the original painting. But yeah, 2002 that I painted that. I don't know what it means. But yeah, just more stuff in here. So then the next section was babies. So again, I put in little baby comics and baby names that I had. Oh, my mom says going to Declan's game. Bye, love you. Love you too, Mom. Have fun at the game. Good luck to Declan. So yeah, just little baby things. And yeah, and then ideas that I would, this is before the internet, right? So if I would come across a good idea for when I had kids and stuff, I would write it down or put these things in. It's totally different now with the internet. But, and then I have what the names mean, and yeah, just more baby name stuff. Then the next section, there's a little section for travel, but I never really went anywhere when I was younger, so there's nothing in that section. And then I have a shaggy hippie guy on the beginning of the boyfriend section, and then I used to keep track of who my boyfriend was, how long we were together, when we broke up and stuff, and and then I added photos of the boys and wrote something about them beside them. And yeah, there's quite a few pages of those because I had quite a few boyfriends. Then the next section is farm and home because, you know, I always planned on living in the country. So again, the same thing, this is before the internet and before you could just keep things in folders on your computer. So any ideas that I would have that I thought were good, I would write in here. And I thought that was cool to have a fireplace in the middle, and then you could have it, like, say, this was a bedroom and this was the living room or whatever, but both get to, or dining room and living room, and you get to both enjoy the fireplace but separate rooms. Stuff like that that I would write and keep track of. This is the velvet wallpaper from my parents' front closet, the coat closet in the living room. And I love that velvet wallpaper, especially because it's blue. And this is, I always wanted summer and winter at the same time. So there's this greenhouse where you can see that she's gardening inside and there's flowers and everything else, but the snow is on the outside and the boy's making a snowman. I always thought that was cool because I could have the summer and winter at the same time. Oh, Melody says Auntie Joan has that, the fireplace. Oh yeah, that is true. I didn't even think about that because in her living room, it's kind of like two living rooms. There is a fireplace. It never even dawned on me that that is the same fireplace. You're right, silly me. So then oh my God, this cartoon cracked me up forever. I would laugh so much at this. I could just hear it in my head. It says, whoa, 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 Carl, you're in my favorite chair again. I know it's stupid, but it really used to make me laugh so hard when I was a kid. Okay, so the point of this all was the last section, which we talk about is boink, funeral. This is written May 28th, 1999, Friday, but I had an older one before this one. And again, same thing, we grow, we change. This talks about burying me, but I don't really care about being buried. I don't care if I get cremated, buried, or get donated to science. Again, some cartoons. And just all my funeral plans. So I thought I'd pull this out for people to see, especially, oh, and that's my modeling picture from when I was 13. Yeah. And this last comic with Ziggy. Sometimes getting a grip on your problems means knowing when to let go. That's the end of it. So that is my life book that had I passed away before this time, this is where all my information was. For, you know, anybody to know. But now, Loving My Life, this is my new one, which I was going to actually write in it today. Because remember, it has tabs, but I hadn't started writing in it because I wanted it to look really nice with the questions that we've been doing. But I thought, there's no point in us doing this together if I'm not going to write in it and have it ready in case something happens to me, because we never know when something's going to happen. So I went to write it in there, but I can't remember where I put the little papers that I was writing on now. I think they're on my desk in the office, so I will do that in the next few days. However, today's question number, I believe it's question number 8. I was going to check that before. It's either 8 or 9. And I will post it in the comments here too and on my Instagram and stuff. But the question for today is, now you might not want to answer this in your book. You might write the question in there and then have your answer somewhere else, because the question today is, if you were to die today or yesterday or tomorrow, is there any secrets that you don't want getting out when you die? Is there anything that you need someone you trust to destroy or get rid of or whatever? Now, I'm not a secret person. I don't really have any secrets or anything that I need to get like destroyed or anything like that if I die. But I mean, it could even be like a porn collection or sex toys or something like embarrassing like that. Or it could be big secrets like you have another family or like things that, so is there anything that is, that would be detrimental that if it came out after your death? So the question is there anything like that? Is there anything that you need getting rid of in case of your death? And then who do you trust to get rid of those things? And then also let that person know that in case of my sudden death, in, you know, wherever, under my bed in a blue box or whatever, there's my porn collection. Can you please destroy that before, you know, my family go through the house, you know, going through my stuff or whatever. So that's the question for today with regards to our end of life and funeral planning and stuff like that. Do you have any secrets? Is there anything that needs to be destroyed upon your death? So that is that. And I have finished all my ramblings that I had planned for the day, but that doesn't mean that we're done rambling. So I mean, I did good with the rambling. I haven't started my workouts yet, but I working on that. I started journaling again properly, like writing in my journal and everything else. So I am talking to myself, trying to build myself up. I know once I start my workouts, you know, as before, that once I start, I will be on track and I won't stop. But it's that initial getting my ass in gear, and there's no excuses. It's just been me not getting on with it. So I am still doing like my, you know, my walking with Steve and everything else like that. But I mean, I haven't started doing my yoga and shred, but I will. Melody says, I'm so excited that spring is around the corner. As am I. Now, this is the problem that here, I know that spring comes earlier than it does on the prairies, but I'm just torn between things right now with outside because I'm patiently waiting for the greenhouse. But, and I know there's things to do outside all year long, but so much of my stuff out there is in disarray because it either is supposed to be stored in the greenhouse or around the greenhouse and everything else. So I'm trying not to go out there because I get sad about how messy everything is right now. But also, it's still too early to do spring cleanup in the garden. So insects and animals and stuff that are sleeping under leaves or in old stems of plants and everything else, until it's safe, that you know there's no frost or anything else like that, it's still their winter season as well. So until you know that they're going to be okay, you don't want to clean up all the leaves and the debris and everything too early. So I am trying to be patient, but I am excited as well that spring is around the corner. So I'm also trying to get more stuff done in the house because I know as soon as spring's here and the nice weather's here, I want to be outside, and I will totally neglect the house, as has happened almost every year, right? That I'm out in the garden and I neglect the house stuff. So I'm trying to get stuff done in the house. But again, yes, so Melody, I agree. I haven't started any seedlings besides the ones that we have just gone over that I started last weekend. There's part of me that wants to start things, but another part of me just doesn't want to I already have enough hassle with the stuff that has to be moved when the greenhouse is done and everything. I don't know. But I know that if I don't start things, I'll be sad. Even like my sweet peas and stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see. Melody says I haven't either. It's weird because you don't want to... Okay, so it's still technically February. So you think, oh, I don't want to start things too early. But then when March and April comes, like, by the time it's ready to plant things in the ground, you're like, oh, I should have started these earlier. They're, you know, but obviously when you buy stuff in the shops too, they're always ahead because they have huge greenhouses. So they're ahead of the season. So where yours still look like this, theirs already like this and maybe already starting to flower. But don't compare what yours look like at home when you start things from seed to what they look like in commercial greenhouses or garden centers. There is things I could be doing outside, but like I said, I get depressed when I go out there because I want the I want the greenhouse for being a greenhouse. I really do, and I'm really excited about that, but I also want the greenhouse so that I can get all these plants out of my living room and organize all the stuff around it because I don't like when things are messy and disorganized. So, I have had a headache for the last few hours. I don't know why, but it's annoying, but not the end of the world. So, I made cabbage rolls today. So, okay, Steve, because I talked about cabbage rolls today, Steve thought we were having cabbage rolls for supper. So I was like, oh, I could make some because there was some frozen. But then when I made them, I found it was only one little tin left of cabbage rolls. So I'm going to have to make some more. The ones I made today were meat-free cabbage rolls, which was my first time doing that. So I had some bacon, like some fake bacon to cut up and put in it. But and so I put mushrooms and onions and garlic mixed into the rice, and then the fake and bacon, and then, you know, the cabbage, and rolled them and everything else, and I put the potato on the bottom. But then I forgot that usually we put bacon on the top, so I told Samantha, because I made them for her, I told her that either put some bacon on top for flavor, or I would even slice up some potato and put the potato on top of them, just so that the cabbage doesn't burn if you have them in the oven. So I did make 3 trays of cabbage rolls today, but they were bacon-free, like meat-free ones, and they weren't for me. So, but I did make that last tray of cabbage rolls. So I gave like everybody like a bite of cabbage roll, basically, and I'll have to make some more. But I know the girls like them, so I told them they can help me make them. Violet said, I still want to get the leaves cleaned up totally, but we keep getting snow. I understand, but again, like I said, not just the snow, but you don't want to get the leaves picked up too early because there is bugs and things that are like hibernating and insulating and staying under there, and that's actually one of the reasons that you don't need to pick up all the leaves in the autumn as well. You don't want them to smother your grass, but in some places you want to leave the leaves because they're good insulation for things. But I understand this is when we get antsy, right when spring's like almost gonna spring and sprung, and I've put away the Valentine's decorations and the winter decorations, and I've decorated in the last few days for spring and Easter. And then, so spring and Easter in the living room, dining room, and entranceway. And then in the kitchen, I just did St. Patrick's Day in the kitchen. So, Violet says, oh yeah, I have them in the flower beds. I'm guessing that means the leaves for the bugs and everything. Violet, you guys didn't, I didn't see, maybe you did, but you just didn't post about it. You didn't seem to do your indoor garden, veggie garden, for the winter this year. They had one of those stand things that has like the different trays and you grow like lettuce and different things for in the winter. They did it not last year, or not this year, I mean last year, but and it seemed to work out really well, but I didn't see that you did it over this winter. So did you guys, how did it go like 2 years ago when you first did it? How did it go? What were the pros and cons, and what made you not do it this year? And also I hope that Chantel's doing well. So my cousin Thane and Violet, Thane is my first cousin, and Violet is his wife of many, many years, and they have 4 kids, and one of them has some issues, and let's see. No, we had to take it apart and clean it really well. The cats brought it bugs, and I just can't seem to get to planting my seedlings either. So Violet said she wanted to be added, so I'm hoping this wasn't a mistake and that you wanted to be added. Are you wanting to be added onto my live, or was that an accident pressing the button? Just let me know. But that's frustrating because I was really excited to see you guys growing the thing. The cats brought in bugs. I mean, bugs are a tough thing anyways. Like I know, like even trying to overwinter the stuff that I overwinter in the greenhouse. I mean, it can happen in the greenhouse too, but I can keep the greenhouse more humid even in the winter than in the house where it's dry. So I have lots of aphids on things here with these plants in the living room. I have lost things that would have survived over winter in the greenhouse where it would have been cooler, just over freezing. And like I said, more humid and everything else. I have lost things to dry, warm environment in the house as well, and less light. So it's not the best year for overwintering stuff, but lots of things are surviving. So I will keep trying to keep things alive, and hopefully my greenhouse will be here soon so I can get all these things out there and hose them down better and get rid of the aphids and stuff. So, but yes, I know I don't know what to start for seedlings because it takes up room. And the problem is that they're like babies, right? They need attention. And I am like really, really not good at commitment, you know, I want to do stuff, and then I'm excited about it and I start it, and then I just ignore it, and then it's a waste of time if I let it go. But then I try, like it's even like I said, even misting these ones and checking on the mushrooms and misting them, like I am trying, but sometimes I forget. And yes, I could put timers on and reminders and everything else, but Violet said our newest cat treats. What are your newest cat treats? Do you grow catmint or catnip, whichever you want to call it? Is catmint. I have catmint growing in the garden, but I don't have any cats. So, but catmint growing, you want to grow it in container because it can be not invasive. It's not going to like seed out everywhere. Well, actually, that's not true sometimes, but you can pull it out. But it'll just the clump will keep like growing bigger and bigger. So. But it does look nice when it flowers, but it's like it gets these nice purple flowers. But yeah, again, you don't want it to seed out. I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, Melody said, what happened to all your cats? You say it like I'm officially the cat lady. Tilly, the one that's nearly blind, the ginger one, she started going to the toilet in the house, so she became an outdoor cat, and she lives behind our house where the apartments are. She lives in between here, and she's been there for years. So she comes into our garden when she wants to. I used to leave food and stuff out for her, but she seems to be fine. So when Owen's around, he goes and visits her. And then Fliss, the black and white one, she just down the road, she kind of just took off. And then there's this lady who lives down the road, and we were talking to her one day, and I guess she kind of adopted Fliss as her own. And we were like, oh, okay, well, that's our cat. And then, but she had mentioned that her husband had died, and so Fliss was like, the next best thing in her life and everything else. So Fliss kind of just moved house, just moved in with her and doesn't come back. So that's where our cats are. But and Steve's not really a cat person, so he never wanted those ones in the first place, let alone me getting any, now that him and I are together, because those ones are from before I was here. Owen has a cat, but he doesn't live here. He lives with his boyfriend, Bobby. So they have a cat's name is Teddy. So when Owen comes home for a visit, he brings Teddy. So that is the story of the cats. And who knows, maybe I can convince Steve to get a cat after Lena. Like, Lena loves to chase cats when we're on walks and stuff. She would love to be off her lead and shoot anything that runs, right? So once Lena's gone, and I don't say that in a mean way because I love her, but she is going to be 11 in August, and the average lifespan of a female German Shepherd is 9 to 11 years. So who knows, she could keep going, but I'm just saying, realistically, it's not going to be another 10 years that she's here. So I definitely don't want another dog right away after she goes. What else is new? What do you guys want to talk about? Once I'm done, the only other thing on my table is this. If I've, I haven't even used this yet, but it's if I run out of things to say or don't know what to say. When there's people watching live and interacting with me, it's way easier to keep rambling than it is when I'm sitting here by myself. Violet says, cool, cat pick their own people. Yeah, they do pick their own people, and that's how sometimes people end up with a cat that was never theirs in the first place, but they might be feral and they adopt the family. So I also, because the spiritual life that I lead, I do believe that the right cat will come to me when it's the right time. So whether it's a stray that ends up living here or we go and get one, like, I believe that it'll happen when it's supposed to. So yeah, but in the meantime, I'll still grow the cat mint and other plants. Yeah, don't talk to me about being in the garden. I am so excited as well with the season approaching, and even more sunlight and warmth and all of it. So like I said, I need to, as much as I would love to be outside every day, I need to focus on the stuff that needs doing in the house, or I will, because it's going to just go to the wayside when I'm out in the garden. I look forward to having a nice lawn when there's no dogs here, but at the same time, like I said, even if in the next few years Lena does go over the Rainbow Bridge, Sasha, Tom's dog, is only like 5 months old. So with depending on how long Tom lives at home, we have a dog here anyways, even after Lena leaves us. Melody says, yes, on the weekends now I am waking up with the sunlight. I would love that. But unfortunately, the person that shares the bed with me doesn't sleep well. And so we can't sleep with the curtains open because the sun might get too bright too early. And that might be the only hours that he actually gets any sleep. So I don't get to wake up with the, but there was a time when he would go to work and I would still stay in bed. And so when he was up getting ready for work, I'd ask him to open the curtains and leave them open. So then I would get to wake up with, but then it went to the point where I would get up before him so that I can make him, because if I don't make him breakfast, he won't eat, and then he doesn't eat, and that's not healthy. So, oh yeah, Melody says sunrise is 7:25 a.m. now. Yeah, but also, Mel, you get up on, oh, you said on the weekends you're waking up with the sun. But yeah, during the week or when you have to work, then you have a set time that you get up. But Steve's his own boss, so we don't have to get up at, and when the sun gets up. So that's the difference too. If he's had a poor night's sleep, and he can stay home longer than he does. So Melody says, I usually get up at 8:30 a.m. on the weekends. And Violet says, we are very much missing Chantel being at home, keeping us on top of house stuff. She's still in the hospital. Oh, I didn't realize she was still in the hospital. So, okay, quickly on the Melody, my alarm's set for 7:30. Well, I get up at 6 with the kids, and then 7:30 is the time that I'm supposed to get up to get Steve's breakfast and lunch and all that stuff if I get my butt out of bed. So I was saying that about Violet and Thane's daughter, Chantel. She is the third out of their 4 kids. So not the baby, but one up from the baby. And she has had some issues, and she's in the hospital. She's had, now I can't remember, like there is some of the things that were undiagnosed. I can't remember if she has colitis as well, but there was some things undiagnosed. And but then the last post that I remember reading was that there was a doctor who thought they might have figured out what was wrong with her, and then that would give them an idea of what types of treatments for her to be able to start on. How was that diagnosis accurate, do you think? And have the treatments been making any difference? And is she, like, how long do you think she has to be in the hospital? I mean, I don't mind if she's in the hospital as long as things are getting better. You want the answers. But I'm sorry to hear that she's still in the hospital. I hope she's, doing all right there, and that it's not too boring in the hospital either, or that she's feeling good during the days anyways. Violet says she's got a rare genetic disease, vasculitis. Oh yeah, so that is the diagnosis that they gave her. So then there was treatments that she may not get out. Are you saying that this rare genetic disease means that she may be hospitalized for the rest of her life? And if that's the case, that's really, really sad. And I might need to video chat with her to give her one more thing to do during the days if she's bored living in the hospital. And how old is she? Is she about, she may not get out or short. Oh my God, Violet. I did not know that. So the thing that she has could affect how long she lives. And she may only have 19. Yeah, I thought she was about the same age as Allison, which Allison is 19 as well. That is heartbreaking to hear. And I didn't realize, I knew that some of it, I knew like when she was needing to go on dialysis and stuff, like I knew those things are serious, but you just always want to have the best hope and everything else. So I didn't know that there was a prognosis of a short life with this. I will look it up to see what it is. Even if it's a rare disease, there might be some things online. Violet says we just don't know. Yeah, that's even worse. That's horrible and sad. And I will be sending prayers and love to you guys and to her. And I will be reading up on it to see if I learn anything about it. But just let her know that we, like me and my mom and my sisters and stuff, talk, and like how the family is, like on both sides of my family, we're like that, where it's not gossip. We just keep in touch with each other and say, have you heard anything? How are this person, so we know that we're thinking about you guys and sending you love, even if we're not, sending messages all the time. But yes, so I do think about her and making sure she's okay. Speaking of which, there's also, we aren't saying that to her, but I'm really messed up. Okay, well, I'm not surprised that you are, because I couldn't even imagine what you guys have gone through, the stress of all of it, let alone having that be a possible outcome. We totally appreciate your prayers and comments. Thank you. But saying it on here, I just hope like that, that you're not saying anything on here, that if she does watch this, that she learns it from here instead of, but obviously you don't want your kids to see the parents worrying and, the adults. I know she's an adult because she's 19, but still, it's still adult stuff compared to, but I don't know. If you need anything, you know that we're here. And I am speaking for the rest of my family as well, like the siblings and my mom and everything. And you know that we're here for anything you guys need. But yes, I imagine that you are messed up and stressed out. I know that you have the support of your church and everything, and they've been great for other times in your life and stuff too. So I hope that they're still there supporting you, and that you have, plus you have a wonderful husband and kids to lean on to. Now that the kids are older too, it's different when they become adults, isn't it? Violet says, we're maybe thinking it in the back of our minds, but not saying it out loud. And Melody says, yes, definitely. I'm guessing that means that we're here for you, anything you need. Yeah, I get it. I know. And I have another family member on the other side of the family who is not doing well. And we are the same thing. You know, we're talking amongst the family. How is that person doing? You know, and stuff, but we also know that it's not looking good for that person as well. But it's so hard to admit, you know, you always want to, especially when they're not 80 or 90 years old, you want to just hope that there's, you know, that it's wrong and that things will get better. Violet said, yes, the group is great. Church, family, friends. Yes, I'm really glad that you have that support and that, like, it's so, because, you know, it takes a village, and it really does. And so it's so important, whether it's actual blood family or church friends or people that we choose to be family and friends, that don't, oh, Violet, she said, sorry, don't want to bum you out. You're not bumming me out, because, like, besides sending you love and prayers and thinking about it, it doesn't affect me like it affects you. You're not bumming me out. You're telling me that you need support without really saying, help me, I need support. But putting it out there, I know that, like, no, anything, if even just because I believe in the power of prayer and energy and all of that stuff. So even if you telling us on here can help me and my, you know, 5 viewers or however many people are going to watch this, you know, just sending that positive energy and those prayers and that healing energy towards Chantel and to you and your family to give you guys strength to get through this shit, then that's important. So do not worry about bumming me out. This is life. And like I said, it takes a village. None of us are supposed to get through this stuff alone. And so many people think that they're on their own in life and that they are supposed to get through challenges alone. But sometimes the thing that you're supposed to learn from the situation is that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say, I'm not okay, and this is hard, and I need help, and I need support, and I don't know how I'm going to get through this. And, you know, like, it's okay to break down and say those things. And Violet says, thanks. Prayers can move mountains. They really can, and they do. It doesn't mean that the prayers are going to give us the answers that we want, but it gives us the support and the positive energy that we need to get through the difficult things. So I also do, for me personally, believe that, you know, everything works out the way it's supposed to. We're supposed to learn from these things, but also we're here to support each other and to, you know, the thing I say in my motto for life is, that I heard from someone else, and I've taken it as my own, is, you know, why are we here on earth? It's what have you learned and who have you helped? So we're here to learn and grow and be the best, you know, version of ourselves that we can be. And we're here to help each other and be there for each other and make a difference in each other's lives. So not in a way like, hey, look at me, I did this for other people, but in a way where you literally help people because you want to. So even if all we can do is send you guys positive energy and prayers, then that's like a small thing, but it's a big thing that we can do for. And I didn't realize she was still in the hospital. I just thought no news was good news. But I'm hoping these treatment plans that they have, that they say that they can help with, will help, and that you guys, you know, I'm glad that you guys have a big family and that you guys have each other to support through this. But sometimes you need someone else on the outside to just, you know, so if you need to call me to cry, to vent, to scream and say life isn't fair, why is this happening, or any of that, or if even Chantel needs to do that, you know that I'm here, and I have my phone with me all the time. So yeah, you guys are welcome to do that. You said it's a huge thing. I don't know what is a huge thing specifically, but going through what you're going through is a huge thing. I know that. And yeah, I don't know what to say. I just
I know that we all go through different things and stuff, but it doesn't mean it's easy. And, you know, it's all relative as well. But like I said, we need to support each other because, oh, thank you. Violet says your support. I mean, if you guys don't, if, you know, don't forget that, like, even, was it just a year or so ago, a year or two ago, I don't know time, but Melody was going through the fact that she needed to have surgery on a huge tumor that was like a baby, the size of a baby, and she didn't know for a while if it was benign or what's the other one? Malignant or benign. Luckily, it was benign, but you know, still surgery and recovery from surgery. Like, you know, we all have to go through stuff, and so let's be there for each other. Isn't that what it's about? Especially when you're family and a close family like we are. Melody says, Brett says hi. Hi, Breton. That's my nephew who's like 21, the same age as Thomas. So yeah, like I said, it doesn't mean that like friends can be like family as well, but I know that Faye and Violet have lived like it's a 12-hour drive basically from where they live to my mom's house. So they've always lived a bit away, especially raising the kids. But I don't think me and Violet have been pen pals since probably before they even had kids, and definitely before I had kids. And so we've always, even with the distance, I believe we've always been close. So, you know, I have carpal tunnel syndrome, or I write a lot more. Like, I think like a handwritten letter is really much nicer than one typed out on the computer, but I don't write as much. I don't write in my journal as much, and I don't write letters as much because of the stupid carpal tunnel. But I love writing. That's why I have these nice ink pens, and I love like cursive writing and everything. But I don't have like the nicest writing in the world. It's not horrible, but you'd think with all the writing I've done in my life, it would look a lot better. But I guess practice doesn't always make perfect. So, yeah. So yeah, let's send love out to those people who need it tonight, and people watching this, whether live or later. I'm sure you guys have people in your family and friends group too who are going through some stuff. And if you do nothing else, just say a quiet, you can call it a prayer, you can call it a thought, you can call it, you know, sending positive energy, you can call it whatever you want. But if you take that moment just to push love and light to the person who you think might need it, it's something that seems small but can be huge and make a huge difference. Energy, whether you, even if you're a scientific kind of person, then look into this stuff. We are all made of energy. Energy can be manipulated, and there is something to all this energy stuff. So yeah, I'm not a scientific brain, but I also know that energy is real. So if you look into it, you can tell that energy can be manipulated. We just did an aura workshop last week, and with the aura camera, you can see the person's aura, which is your energy, magnetic field, whatever it's called, around you. And all living things have it. Even plants and animals have it as well. And with it, with doing healing and Reiki and stuff, with the camera on, you can see the person's aura. And actually, I did some videos of the footage of this, so I'll put it in the comments down here. But you can see a person who comes in to give healing energy, that it changes the aura. And what it is when you do Reiki and healing, you are not healing that person. You are opening yourself up to be a vessel from the universe, from God, whatever you want to call it. And you're opening yourself up as a vessel. So it's coming through your crown chakra. The energy is coming through you, out of your hands and into, to help with the healing energy to that. I'll put the video on the bottom, and you will see how energy can be manipulated. And yeah, so I mean, like I said, whether you're religious, whether you're spiritual, or whether you're scientific, energy can be manipulated. And even if worst case scenario, it doesn't do anything, does it really hurt to just think a positive thought for somebody today who needs it? Probably not. Oh, I must have pressed something on here, and it was like typing everything I was saying, because there was like huge long paragraph. But yeah. So I have done a whole 2 minutes of exercise, my watch says. So I have a lot of exercise to get done after I'm done on here. And then I don't know if I'm going to be watching TV or try and finish reading my book. But Steve is out with his mates for cards. So it is my free evening after I'm done my workout. Dogs have already been walked, so I don't need to take the dogs for walks. I might just go on the cross trainer to get my minutes in. So, and I've showered today already. See, washed hair. You should see my hair during the week. Sometimes I don't wash my hair until like one Sunday to the next. Like, so it doesn't mean I don't shower or clean myself. It means like cleaning myself like a cat. No, but my hair just stays up in a messy bun. And then so at the end of the week, when like I take my hair down and I'm trying to get all the knots out, and then like you lose 100 hair a day. So think about 700 hair for a week that I'm trying to get out of my hair. Yeah, it's like I get these big balls of hair again like a cat. So what else? I think I want to start some sweet peas. Those are the ones that you can start early, and they can even handle a little bit of frost. Like you can keep them under a cloche or whatever, but sweet peas you can start now. And what else do I want to start early? Anything that takes a long time to germinate, you can start early as well. Melody was laughing. I don't know if she was laughing at me cleaning myself like a cat or what, but that's what I would be guessing. Yeah, she put a cat emoji. So, and food, I already told you guys, but I don't know if I told you. I mean, I made some cabbages, but I actually made curry for dinner too. I made a chicken tikka curry for dinner with rice and papadums. So people who don't know what papadums are, which is people who aren't from here or India, it is like a flat bread. It's actually, papadums are not unhealthy for you. So if you're in North America, go to a ethnic grocery store like an Asian grocery store like Indian and everything else, and the papadums, you can either get them already made and they're crunchy, like big round crunchy things, but we get them so that we put them in the microwave and then they pop up like sometimes they deep fry them so they get green, but then they're less healthy. But if you put them in the microwave with the calories on the back, they're made from chickpeas, so they're called papadums. Look them up, and if you haven't had them before, they're so good. So what we do, like break them up and we put like some curry on the papadum and just eat it like that. So like you would eat a nacho chip with salsa or whatever. So the papadums are really good and so you don't even need the rice sometimes if you're eating papadums with them. Yeah, it's a funny name. We like saying it. But there's this podcast that I listen to called Off Menu, and it's these two British comedians who interview other celebrities and comedians and stuff about what they go into a dream restaurant, like what their dream meal would be and everything. And they have different sections, like what would you want, your drink, your starter, your everything else. So that with the breads, when he always says it like really loud and scary to try and like scare them, but he says like papadums are bread, but he goes papadums are bread, papadums are bread, and I'm spitting everywhere. But that's what whenever I say papadums now, that's what I get in my hair. I just read the word hair, and that's what I get in my head is the papadums are bread. Violet said I thought I was the only one that left my hair. No, I am. This is not what this family sees on most days. This is my Sunday look. Most days I look like I crawled out from under a rock. So, Violet also put a smiley face with the chicken curry because curries are yummy. So I think it's because of the Commonwealth in that Britain or the UK or whatever, they had like the let's call it a friendship with India when they colonized India as well. But because of that, there's a lot of Indian influence over here. So curries and Indian food is very popular here. Where I'm from in North America, your takeaways, what they call takeaways, like takeout, your not fast food. What's it called in Canada? Takeout? Something like that. Anyways, we have a lot of Chinese food, pizza, and that kind of stuff. Although, like, there's starting to be a lot more different nationalities and everything else. But here, your big things is a lot of Indian takeaway and curries and stuff like that. So curries are really big here, even if they've been westernized and made to, like, I think the chicken tikka is actually not an Indian dish. It's actually a British Indian dish. So, but it's like butter chicken. So in North America where we are, you would probably have butter chicken. They're very similar, which is a mild curry and good for kids and everything else. So very nice. But there's a lot of different types of curries, and I'm into the little bit more spicier ones. However, if you go into an Indian restaurant and you say you like it spicy, be careful because you will blow your head off, because what you're spicy, even if you think you eat spicy, and someone who eats Indian food regularly, their spicy is completely different. So be careful with ordering spicy. Go mild first when you go to an Indian place, and then move up from there, because even their mild might be spicy. Oh my God, I'm trying to read a comment, but I can't press the see more. Why is it not working? Come on, finger. There we go. Okay, so Auntie Diane says, hey, totally off topic, but just wanted to let you, Mel, and your mom know, Mom, anyone else know that I'm having a Park Lane jewelry party in case you wanted to take a look. I would appreciate any support. I can send you a link for my party if you are interested in taking a look. It's really good quality jewelry. It's very pretty. Thanks. Auntie Diane, just put the link. You can send it to Mom and Melody in Messenger as well, but you can also put the link on here, and anybody else who, so Auntie Diane is in Grand Prairie, Alberta, but anybody who wants to look at the link for her Parkland, what was it called? Park Lane jewelry party can look at that. Also, Auntie Diane does sell Tupperware, so if you need any Tupperware, you can contact her as well. Yeah, but just put the link in the comments and we will check it out. Or I can't speak for anybody else, but I'll check it out. Because I know there's people coming over in the summertime, so anything that I order from Auntie Diane, like my Tupperware that's waiting at Mom's house, it can eventually come over. It'll eventually make its way here. Yummy pop, which I do have water beside my bed now, and I am trying to drink more water than pop. Do you know what? And I've told you guys this before, so I need to remind myself. So there's no reason for me to not be able to drink pop, but you can have your water and you can have your pop. And this is what I do when I go to restaurants, especially because I'm cheap. So, well, that's not true. I just like to spend the money on plants instead of other things. So when I go to a restaurant, I'll get a water and I'll get a pop, and I'll drink most of the water, but then I'll have a sip of pop, and I get that flavor and that niceness and everything else, but then I'll drink more water if I'm thirsty, and then I'll sip a pop. So that's what I need to start doing now is, because I get so thirsty, especially when I'm cleaning or working, or, especially when I go out in the garden and all these things. If I'm working hard and then I get thirsty, I grab the 2-liter bottle of pop and just chugging it. But if I have a 2-liter bottle of water and I chug that, but I still get to have a sip of pop once in a while, then that'll be much better for my body. Oh, I should do that. And I will. If you guys have any suggestions as well for anything that you guys want me to do on my lives, I know we've talked about it before. So I don't know what I'm doing with my life here. I know what I was doing. I was trying to check how long we've been rambling. Melody says, Auntie Dan says, awesome, I'll do that, regarding putting the link in the comments. And Melody says, I got a water bottle that has a straw, and I seem to be drinking more. Something about a straw. Drinking more water. Yeah. Well, the one next to my bed is like the one from the movie theater, like that you got pop in. Like it's like a hard plastic one with a lid and a straw. The only thing is that my straw is split a little bit, so I have to like stick it into my mouth like that much to kind of block where it's split, where the water is. I mean, where the air can get in. But yeah, I do. That is, I do. And the thing is, because it's 32 ounces, because it's a big, like, when you get a big pop when you go to the movies, 32 ounces. So if you drink 8-ounce glasses of water in a day, which is what they recommend, that is 64 ounces. So if I drink 2 of those big things, those big cups of water in a day, that's 64 ounces. That's all you technically should have. I mean, that is what they recommend, is 2 of those. And man, I could drink that much pop, no problem. There's no reason I can't drink that much water if I really wanted to. So yeah, whatever works for you, whether it's a straw, whether it's a squeezy bottle, when you're working out and you just grab it and you can squeeze it to the back of your mouth and just dump it all over yourself. No, not really, but you know what I mean. Yeah, anything to get you drinking water, even if you add some slices of lemon and cucumber. I love cucumber water. So yes, inspire me every Sunday. Keep me accountable for this shit. I need to, not because you're not great the way you are. If you're overweight and you eat out all the time, you're great the way you are. I want to be healthy. I want to do these workouts, and I know I'm capable of it. So hold me accountable. Say, Lisa, you said you wanted to do this stuff. So yeah, I want to drink more water. I want to do that stuff. And Stan says, I finally started using the plastic reusable straws. Was no big fan, but now I prefer them over the cardboard straws. Well, I don't think anybody's ever liked the cardboard straws. Melody says, I like lemons in my water. Yeah, she wrote inky water, but she meant in her water. Yeah, lemon water. So, and then you guys know I have that lemon tree that's right there. No, I see the plastic straws. I mean, they are doable, but I love, out of this whole straw thing, when the cardboard straws came out, I thought this is the worst thing ever. But then the like stainless steel straws came out. I absolutely love them. I mean, they don't work obviously with like a milkshake or something, but they, especially when you get like a fountain drink at a restaurant and you use that straw instead, when you have ice in it, they get so cold, the metal straws. I love them. And we have our little straw brushes hanging by the, you know, the sinks to wash them, and I wash all the straws out, and we have reusable straws. And it was like a small change to make a huge impact on the environment. So it's really cool. It's really not a big deal in this house to use reusable straws. Melody says, I have been watching more Jamie Oliver videos and Gordon Ramsay to learn more cooking with different veggies. Yes, I have metal straws too, Melody says. I know. Listen, I love cooking, but I have so many other hobbies and so many other things to do that I don't allow myself to, because you can like be in the kitchen all day long just for one dinner if you wanted to. I mean, yes, there's lots of quick and easy dinners as well, but sometimes the recipes can be like intricate. So if I plan ahead, maybe, but remember that we talked about it already. I'm going to do these takeaways. I'll let you guys know what and we could try, like I said, we could try some of these together. So I'm guessing this might be like, I don't know where this is from, so I don't know if it's more North American food or if it's restaurants from here or what, but I am excited to try some of these. So, but yeah, I do love cooking, and because I have all my jars now with everything in it, and like my couscous and my orzo and like all these different things that I swear I'm gonna make, then I need to like start making these dishes. And I've been actually doing really good with like getting stuff out of the freezer as well, the deep freeze in the freezer. So I have been using things up. Last week we had haggis that I had frozen. I love haggis. It is so yummy. But these haggis we bought frozen already from, like, you know how I think, does M&M, so we have a shop here called Iceland, and everything's frozen there that you buy. So yeah, we got like haggis frozen, and then I tried it, making it in the oven the way they said, and it was so yummy. So, but so I was getting things out of my freezer. I had frozen Greek yogurt. So me and Steve have been doing the overnight oats again in the mornings because we're getting healthy. And so I've been using up the Greek yogurt that I froze that's in the freezer. And then like just today, I took out a big chunk of pork shoulder because Erica has been wanting pulled pork. So Steve says that pork shoulder is the best one for pulled pork. So I've taken that out, and I'm doing that this week as well. It's just thawing in the kitchen right now. Auntie Joan says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Auntie Joan. Melody says, wow, I haven't heard anyone trying haggis. Well, we tried it when we were in Scotland. Was I in Scotland? I'm not sure I understand. I had it here at some point. I can't remember if we were in Scotland. I don't even think we were in Scotland, but I was at a restaurant and I had haggis, and it was really yummy at the restaurant too. And so yeah, so I thought, well, how is the spot haggis? Is it going to be just as good? And it really was. So yeah, you just got to try things. I even got the kids to try it without telling them what it was. And they did like it. One of them, Allison, I think she liked it at first, but then she didn't like the taste it left in your mouth. But the other two kids liked it. Yeah, you spelled it right the second time, Melody. She says, can't remember how to spell it. Yep, haggis. So what I'm saying is I'm cleaning out my freezer and making room for, and just trying to get, like, again, how my motto of use it or lose it. So that goes with all this stuff that's in my cupboards too, that I swear I'm going to make, and I am slowly making it. So with the bananas in my freezer too, I need to make banana smoothies. I need to make banana bread. I have carrots and I need to make carrot cake. And even if I make the carrot cakes and freeze them or give them away, I still have my pumpkins in the garage that are still all right, but I still have frozen pumpkin to make more pumpkin pies, which Samantha was sad because I didn't make pumpkin pies this Thanksgiving season. But so yes, I am slowly cleaning out the chest. We have a lot of frozen cheese because there was a time when Steve would get cheese when it was reduced and then we would freeze it. So we have a lot of cheese frozen and oat cakes that were reduced. So I have a lot of oat cakes and cheese to use up. Melody says, Auntie Joan, what do you put in your overnight oats? And Melody says, I am loving my overnight oats. I don't know what Auntie Joan puts in hers, but we put, Auntie Joan says, just finished making 11 loaves of banana bread. So overnight oats, we put milk, oats, Greek yogurt. Now you can put almond milk, but the thing is that I'm allergic to almonds for one. And then I was putting almond milk in Steve's before when we used to have them, but now I'm torn because you know how like they say how much water it takes to grow almonds in like California or whatever. I don't think it's an environmentally good choice to choose almond milk when cow's milk would be fine. So milk, oats, Greek yogurt. Although I'm not a fan of Greek yogurt, but we have so much frozen that I want to use it up. So I've been using Greek yogurt in mine as well. And then like any types of grains and stuff like that we mix. I mean, seeds, like in the batch that I have right now, I have chia seeds, flax seed, and what's that? Linseed. And then put like fresh fruit. But I tried in mine, like sometimes I put raisins because some of the fruit, as you know, I can't have fresh strawberries and stuff because I'm allergic to them, but I can have blueberries and I can put raisins in the night before, so they're nice in it. And also, I know they're concentrated sugar, but it's just something in it. And also I've tried, so I have these, again, trying to use things up that are in my kitchen. I have these goji berries that I bought. They're like really long and thin red berries, and I put those in my overnight oats the other day, and they were good as well. So lots of different things that you can put into your overnight oats, and it's a great way to start your day too, because you, especially if you can add things to it that make it a different texture than a gluey gloop, then it doesn't feel that bad. But it's because it's filling, it'll fill you up. Plus, because it's overnight oats, you make it the night before, it's ready to go in the morning. You don't even have to think about what you want for breakfast. It's already made. Melody says, I've been using my frozen Saskatoons I picked last summer. Do not tease me. I have a Saskatoon bush here. They don't grow naturally here, but I have one that I bought myself a few years ago. And I have got some last year it was full of bloom. So I thought I was going to get a nice amount of Saskatoons, but it appears that the birds love them. So if like what this year I am going to cover it with netting so the birds can't get my Saskatoons. For those of you who don't know, you can look up Saskatoons. They are in the service, like they're like a service berry. What's the proper name for they use a plant that's like a Saskatoon bush here, but they use it for like a decorative tree in lots of places, and it's the same. I was looking for my phone, but it's there. Whatever the scientific name is for Saskatoon, it's Almer. What is it? Alm. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, Saskatoon berry, really yummy. Looks sort of like a blueberry, sort of, but tastes different and is much, yes, good for pies and everything else. So, Auntie Joan says overnight oats. Overnight oats. She put the whole recipe on here. So 1 cup of vanilla Greek yogurt, 2 tablespoons honey, 1 teaspoon pure vanilla extract, 1 cup milk. Hang on, 1 cup Greek yogurt, 1 cup milk, 1.5 cups old-fashioned oats, 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, a half teaspoon of cinnamon, or to taste, I love cinnamon, berries for topping. So what on the recipe I do it, whatever amount of oats you put in, you put the same amount of milk in. So 1/2 cup of oats, 1/2 cup of milk, like that. But I don't put as much Greek yogurt in as Auntie Joan does. I haven't put in the I haven't put in the honey because I don't even know about the sea salt. That might be nice, but I like honey is yummy, and I know it's a healthy thing, but at the same time, I'm trying to get away, I guess, for the sweetness, because I would put agave nectar if it's not sweet enough, but depending on what fruit you put in, it might be enough for the sweetness. But cinnamon, I'm going to put some cinnamon in mine. That sounds really nice. And Auntie Joan says she uses coconut milk. So I will try mine with coconut milk because I love coconut milk, but at the same time, the same thing, coconut, it can be high in fat. And I'm not saying this like being picky with counting your calories and everything else, but I'm just saying. Melody says I use maple syrup for sweetness. Same thing. It sounds good, but it's not like, if I'm trying to be healthy, they're not the, you know, the options that I would use, but all of those sound good. And that's the difference too, is that you can try it with different things. You can make your overnight oats totally different for different days if you want to try different things, or you know, because you don't want it to be the same all the time. Melody said just a touch, and Auntie Joan said that's good, and Auntie Joan says love maple syrup. I'm a Canadian who doesn't really know how to ice skate very well, and I love hockey, but I don't like maple syrup either. So, there's something else I was going to say before the overnight oats. Hang on, what was I going to say? Lena is starting to grumble. Melody says maple syrup is natural. Lots of things are natural, but still not healthy. Yeah, Lena? Yeah? Uh-huh. What? Even some fruits, like high amounts of fruit can be a high amount of sugar, so it's not always, yeah? Even raisins, like I said, it's concentrated sugar. So it depends. Like I said, I mean, you guys don't need to be calorie counters like me, and I'm not going to be like overly crazy, like obsessive, but what? Sorry, Lena is just grumbling. I don't remember what I was going to say. So we were talking about Saskatoon. Oh, okay. I know what I was going to say. My Saskatoon bush. So I can also take cuttings from the Saskatoon bush. And I think it also, like, I think it spreads by runners. Not runners, but like, well, maybe. I think it like can shoot up and grow a new bush beside it. I'm not sure. But I would like to make more Saskatoon bushes. So it would be like how it was when I was growing up out at the lake, when there was like a whole row of Saskatoon bushes. So, yeah. But right now I only have one Saskatoon bush. And like I said, I'll cover it with netting. Any of my soft fruits, technically, if I want the berries, I should be covering with netting, including my cherries, which I can't eat cherries. But if I want my cherries to make it to the table for anybody else in the family, I need to cover them before the birds eat them, because they do love the cherries. So I love you guys. And okay. Maple syrup is natural. Auntie Joan says, I like that you use flax seeds. I will try it. Melody says, yes, me too. I have lots of flaxseed. And Melody says, I'm out of chia seeds, need to buy more. And Melody says, some put a scoop of peanut butter. Yes, again, you can change it up to lots of different things. Also, and Melody says, I haven't tried that yet. So flaxseed, if you're going to use flaxseed, you need to, Mel, I know you have one for your coffee, and I think Auntie Joan, I think you have a grinder as well, but even like if you have the bullet, like the, you know, for you have the grinding thing, like where, so you need to, flaxseed, they say that you should break them up, like grind them up so that they're more of like a powder and everything, because if you eat the flaxseed just as they are, they kind of just go through you, kind of like sesame seeds, and you don't get the nutrients from them. So you need to grind them and add them to your. Now you can hear Lena drinking her water like an animal, even though she is an animal. And for those of you who don't know, I'm talking about our German Shepherd, who was grumbling over on her bed, and now she's drinking water like you'd think that was her first time having water today, or like it's super hot in here. Can you? What is she? If you think she's doing that on purpose, just to be loud and annoying like a child? Lena, you had enough yet? So, I love you guys, but it is 9:22 and I need to do my workout and go on my merry way. And oh, pestle and mortar, Melody says, yes, that is I do have a pestle and mortar as well. I remember, I showed you guys my big big one that was a nice gift from Steve, and I said I wasn't going to put it in the kitchen until the kitchen was renovated, and it is in there. So I could use my pestle and mortar, but I also, just because I mixed the seeds together and then ground them up, I use the bullet, and then you can change the lid on it, like take off the thing with the blades, and I just put a lid on it, and I use that little tiny thing to keep the powdery goodness in, and then I can sprinkle it into our overnight oats. So if you guys have any suggestions for my rambling hours in the future, if you want to be my guest, message me. Auntie Diane, don't forget to put in the comments your link to your jewelry party, and I will put the things that I said that I would put in the comments and don't forget to do your stuff. And also, Auntie Joan, I don't know if you watched last week's, but I do have a bunch of seeds that I've been posting out to people who want some seeds for flowers, veg, anything that you want. Just let me know what you're looking for in seeds, and if I have them, I can send them to you. I'm hoping they get across the border and everything's good, because I have too many seed packets and I need to get rid of them. So Melody says, love you lots. Love you guys too. Thanks for another great week. Thanks for being here with me, and we will see you guys next week, same time, same place. Love you. Bye.